Recently I just started reading the Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, and it's very similar to The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, at least in the beginning. Both very good books and something that I would highly recommend. And I want to talk a little bit about the philosophy of those things and how they can apply to your fitness and to your business and to your life. Basically, the philosophy of both books is to say that if you do the smart things, the small little steps throughout the day, every day, consistently over time, that those effects compound. And they compound in results that you can't see at first, but when they really start to take off, all of a sudden you notice this massive change. And if you've been doing things that are positive in your life or positive in your business or positive in your fitness, you might not notice those changes for the first month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months even, but all of a sudden at the end of a year you look back and you've made these drastic changes in your life. And that's really important when it comes to things like being a Beachbody coach. Our coaching business is not something that takes off and runs wild right off the bat. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's about being consistent and doing those small things that you need to do and working hard at them every day consistently for a year or 2 years and never giving up on that. Because if you give up on it, of course it's never going to go anywhere. And the same thing is true in your fitness. You can work out for a month or for 2 months and you might not be seeing all of the results that you want. Your eyes will not see those results because you're used to seeing yourself in the mirror. You're used to seeing, you know, that image in your mind. But if you continue to do those things and you never give up and you keep doing them for a year or for 2 years or for 3 years or, you know, for a month or 2 months or 3 months or whatever it is, if you stick with it, you notice the results compound over time. That's really important when it comes to sticking to things like a fitness program. You can't do the first 30 days of P90X and say, I haven't gotten any results, and just give up. Because you have gotten results, you just can't see them yet. And results are always measured at the end. So that's an important point too. Life is a journey. Everything that we're doing is a progress, is a work in progress. I'm not where I want to be exactly in my fitness. I'm healthy, I'm fit, I'm in great shape, but I'm not exactly where I want to be. So I'm always a work in progress. And some days there are frustrations with it. Some days I don't want to work out, but I still do it because I know I need to. There are some days when I just really want to have, you know, whatever I want to eat and just go and binge. And I don't do that. I stick to my, you know, my healthy eating habits because I know that they'll get me where I want to go. But that also takes me to another subject that I want to talk about, and that is life is not about giving something up. On a coaching call recently, we were talking to a really wonderful lady, and she was talking about her struggles with nutrition, and she said, well, I need to be better at giving things up. And I said, well, what do you need to give up? And she said, well, you know, junk food. And I said, what do you consider junk food? She goes, well, you know, pizza and wine and fast food and everything. And we all on the call kind of paused for a minute and realized that the everything was the part that was really important in that. Because in her mind, she felt like she had to give up everything that she enjoyed in order to get fit. And that's not the case. Something that Tony Horton, who created P90X, taught Kim and I a long time ago on a ski trip. He was trying to let us know that it's okay to order dessert because everybody else at the table at dinner was doing that. And he said, we work out to live, not live to work out. And that's the truth. You've got to know when it's okay to give in. There are days when celebrating is important. You know, when it's your birthday or your kid's birthday or Christmas or Thanksgiving. Those are the days that you can give in. But if you stick to 90% of the days throughout the year, 90% of your meals throughout the year are healthy, you're making those small steps throughout the day, you're doing them, you're making huge strides in your fitness even if you can't see them, and they compound. And then on those days when you do want to celebrate, when you do have something that, you know, is worth getting that treat for, then you give yourself a little bit of that. It's kind of living on what Tony called the 90-10 rule. 90% of what you eat is ultra clean, 10% can be utter crap. And that 10% is not going to offset that 90%, as long as you're not doing that all the time. So, at the end of every day, take a look at what you've done and what your goals are and what you're trying to achieve, be they in your life or your business or your fitness, and say, did I do the things throughout the day? Did I make small steps forward throughout the day that will get me to where I want to go? Or did I do the things, make the bad choices, the simple errors in judgment, as Jeff Olson, who wrote the Slight Edge, calls them? Did I make those? And did I take imperceivable steps backwards? And if you can feel good at the end of every day and say, yeah, I did it, what it took to take 1 or 2 steps forward, at the end of 6 months or at the end of a year, you'll be miles ahead of where you were. And that's where we all want to be.